There are great ideas undiscovered, breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers. There are places to go beyond belief.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all humankind. Your hosts here in England, Matthew Russell and Chris Carney.
Oh yeah, baby! Who is that?
Moon.
Who is it? I mean, it's a bit of a mystery, isn't it? Can I take a stab?
Go on then. It's yes. Bear in mind, today's episode is about moon missions. Have a go.
Yeah.
Have a go at who you think that quote's from.
Is it? I don't want to go too obvious, but I'm going to do it. Is it Neil Armstrong?
Damn, you've got it in one.
Yes, amazing. Do you know what? Before you said about the moon thing, I was thinking it could be Sagan. It was a very Sagan quote. But yeah, Armstrong, what a guy. Dude, oh yeah, baby, Armstrong.
Armstrong. Both strong in arm and in everything else. Strong in
balls.
Strong in balls, definitely. This is the first podcast of the year you've been on, Chris. Welcome back.
Happy New Year, everyone. The first podcast of a new millennium.
The new millennium. No, sorry, just a new year. Just a new year. It's not even a new century. I remember the good old days when you woke up and it was a whole new millennium, whole new century, whole new decade. Those days have long gone.
And Y2K had actually wiped out the entire human race, and we now live in a
simulation. Yeah, that's hence the Matrix. Weirdly, I went to see Matrix at the cinema the other day, the new one. I'm not going to go into it. Do you know what? It was better than I thought it was going to be. The first half an hour was absolutely excellent, actually. But I won't go. Okay. I won't divulge. It's not a space film. It's good though. It's
not a space film. Neither is Spider-Man, although Spider-Man has actually been to space in the most recent iterations of it. So, maybe I can slot that in as that the new Spider-Man's very good as well.
But Dune has been excellent, and that is about space.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I've not been to see that yet.
Oh, The Expanse. This season of The Expanse.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to wait for Julio to come on to talk about The Expanse because I know he's a massive fan, but probably should now that it's finished. I thought we'd talk about the moon today, Chris.
Oh, you know what? It's a great time to do it because it is big and beautiful in the sky tonight.
It certainly is, yeah.
Amazing sky tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely enormous in the Guildford sky, just hanging there.
Yeah.
Pretty full.
Yeah.
Pretty full indeed.
Yeah.
But of course, your astrophotographers don't like the moon because it bleaches out the contrast of the night sky. So it's not good for everyone. It's not good for everyone.
Not good for everyone, no. But a couple of my friends have gone off to the coast to see if they can do a bit of aurora borealis spotting tonight, because apparently there's a chance. That never happens, does it? But apparently there's a chance they could see it. So if you think there's a chance, you got to go and try, haven't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely, amon. So anyway, I thought I'd talk about lunar missions because not just that the fact that the moon looks very pretty tonight, it's because I noticed there's an awful lot of lunar missions potentially happening this year. And we haven't been for a couple of years, and it's actually quite surprising, for example, how few times the European Space Agency's been, for example.
Yeah.
When the space race first started, back in the 50s and 60s, 60s mainly. In the 60s, they were chucking things at the moon like non-stop. And with a few successes as well, but they actually, what year do you think the very first man-made object hit the surface of the moon?
Hit the surface. Okay, I'm going to go with...
Hit the surface of the moon.
1965.
1965, you're way off.
Am I? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The Russians hit the moon in 1959 on the 12th of September.
Oh my goodness, it's always them, isn't it, though? It's always those Russians.
Oh, well, yeah, well, actually, other than manned landings, Russia kicks ass. It really does. Back in the day, the Soviet Union, I should say, not just Russia.
Yeah.
But Luna 2 impacted on the 12th of September 1959. And but we haven't seen many lunar missions. There was none, for example, in the 80s.
Right. You just didn't bother.
Like that. There was there was one in the last one was 1978.
Yeah.
Which was a NASA mission, and that was more like a sort of flyby of en route to a comet.
Yeah.
By ISEE 3, the Ice Explorer 59, and that only went round the moon just for a bit of orbital mechanics,
a laugh,
for a bit of a fly. Yeah. But for a bit of a laugh. But and then there wasn't another mission to the moon until the Japanese went off and had again did a bit of a flyby, but ended up in an orbit around the moon back in 24th of January 1990. So for the whole of the 80s, there was no missions to the moon.
The whole decade, the moon was like, I used to have visitors.
And then it had none.
Yeah, it's like, 10 years without any visitors. If the moon was personified, it would be quite a lonely thing.
Yeah, but the 60s, honestly, the amount of missions to the moon is just totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Pioneer 4, I should say, actually, in the same year as Luna 2 hitting the surface of the moon, actually did go sort of near the moon. It was the first US spacecraft to leave Earth orbit, but it kind of went much further away from the moon than it wanted to. So it was a bit of a partial failure, as they say.
Okay. Yeah.
But Luna 2, fully successful, hits the moon 1959.
Boom.
Then Luna 3 did a flyby in the same year, so only a month later, well, less than a month later.
Yeah.
Then the Americans managed to hit the moon in 1964. So that was quite close to what you said, 1965.
Yeah, I was only thinking of America. I forgot about Russia.
Yeah, I forgot about Russia being like 5 or 6 years ahead of the Americans.
Yeah,
it's
it's just mad, isn't it? Like, and then all of a sudden they just sort of were like, America just raced ahead. It was just incredible.
Well, I mean, yeah, they kind of did, but only in the sense of human missions.
Yeah.
So for example, there's America catching up with their Ranger missions, which are a bit like the lunar missions, but the American version of the lunar missions.
Yeah.
But what was the first spacecraft to orbit the moon?
Like, okay, to do a full orbit of the moon. And what was it called, or what year? What are we looking for?
Well, what was it called, and what year do you think it happened? Okay. And what nation sent it?
Okay. Was it Luna 10, Russia, 1966?
Oh, well done. Luna 10, 1966.
Yes. Amazing.
That is genius.
Checks notes. Yes, fantastic.
Right. But before that, we had the first successful landing on the moon.
Yeah.
Now, considering what an achievement that is, the first human-built thing to soft land on the moon, totally successfully, back in 1966. You'd think it would be more famous than just Luna 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It seems like that should be. There is something, and I mentioned this last week actually. There is something about the way that we talk about space. It's very American centric.
Yeah.
And I feel as though I think we live slightly nearer to Russia, I guess. And so maybe we should big them up. Although I'm not a fan of the Soviet system.
No, I'm not a fan of the current administration.
And I'm certainly not a fan of the current administration. But let's not get too political. And of course, Rogozin is a complete and utter nut job, as previously discussed on the podcast. But, in some ways, he's quite funny. He's such a nut job. But Boris Johnson used to be funny too when he was on Have I Got News For You? But that's beside the point. I'm not going to let you run with that one, Chris.
Okay, I was on my way there, but yeah, okay.
Right, yeah.
Let's rein it in. Back to the moon.
Rein it in. So the first spacecraft to orbit the moon and the first spacecraft to land on the moon were in quick succession in 1966, both Russian. So the Americans then managed to land in May, not long after.
Yeah. Pretty
Gutted,
close,
huh?
Pretty close, but yeah, they were like just tailing them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's much closer than the orbiting thing. So and then after that you get basically lots of Luna 12, Luna Orbiter 2, Luna 13. All these missions keep going up and up and up and up, and there's absolutely loads of them in the 60s. It's like America. Yeah, it's like America and Russia became obsessed with going to the moon, obsessed with it, right? And of course, the really, 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 really big one after that. Well, you know what it is, don't you? You know what
we're getting into the Apollos. Is that what you mean? That is really, really big because it's the Saturn V. Yes.
Yeah. So Apollo 8, 1968. I mean, that it doesn't get much bigger than that, does it?
No, still hasn't.
Yeah, and the fact that they did it so that the dangerous engine burn happened on Christmas Day always is quite surprising.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
That could have gone very, very wrong.
Blimey. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like the James Webb Telescope being on Christmas Day. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that was mad, wasn't it? I mean, it was just perfect because it was the best Christmas present ever.
God, and that's going really well. The James Webb Telescope, it seems to be fully deployed, and now it just has to do a couple of things. And when I say a couple of things, it still has to do like an engine burn to get into L2. So that's a little bit stressful.
Definitely.
It's like imagine if it goes through all those things and everything's perfect, and then the engine just burns incorrectly and just goes whizzing past where it's supposed to be.
No! No, please don't do that. I can't wait to start seeing the results, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's go back to the moon. Back to the moon.
Apollo 10, of course, that was 1969 also.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Apollo 10 is that the capsule is in the London Science Museum and is the fastest crewed vehicle of all time.
Yes, I've seen it quite recently, actually, in the museum. Beautiful thing.
I know. And then, of course, what's the date of the first moon landing with crew on board?
Just hold on a minute. I think that would be 16th of July, 20th of July, 1969. It took off on the 16th.
Yes, it landed on the 20th of July, 1969. Good, nice spot.
Yes.
Well saved.
Yeah, good save that, wasn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, good save. And then it just goes on and on and on, and there's lots of missions to the moon. In the 70s, you get a few moon missions, including, obviously, up until 1972, a few of the Apollo human landings. And then, I guess it starts to get a little bit boring because you've just got, really, up until this point, you've just got America and Russia just battling it out to see who can send those sort of things to the moon. And then they just give up in 1978. And like I said, it only restarts with the Japanese going. Yeah. With the Haiten mission and the Hagoromo mission.
That's 12 years. 12 years,
with that,
between
12
missions.
years of nothing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, really the only lunar missions after that really are using the moon as a flyby object and to get things to Lagrangian points.
Yeah.
Like geotail, wind, HGS. But then there is Lunar Prospector. That was 98.
Yeah.
Which is, a fairly decent moon mission.
Yeah.
WMAP, which is one of the most important science instruments of all time, like mapping the microwave background.
Yeah.
That did a flyby on its way to L2, which of course is where the James Webb Telescope is sitting. So that went there. And then 2003 is really the first mission by ESA. like the one and only mission I can find by the European Space Agency to the moon. Basically, the Europeans just simply not interested by the moon. We're just not even remotely, even remotely interested by it.
No.
Unbelievable.
No. They're just got their eyes set on more important things. You know what I mean? They're just, they're going, you know what I mean? They're going to go off to Mars. You know what I mean? They're like,
just go
moon, old business, old news.
They just literally can't be bothered to go.
No.
So that was a mission called SMART, which was a Swedish mission.
Yeah.
I know you don't particularly like the Swedes. You do.
I love the Swedes. Yeah. As Kyra always says about Swedish bitches, she's Swedish, but she's nice.
And that, of course, like the James Webb Telescope, flew on an Ariane 5.
Oh, we love Ariane.
And yes, that was crashed into the moon at the end of its little journey, at the end of its mission. Yeah, and it was manufactured by the Swedish Space Corporation, Small Missions for Advanced Research in Technology. That's what SMART stands for.
That's a very. I love a good acronym.
There's nothing better than a good acronym.
Oh, no.
And then of course Stereo, which is a NASA mission that looks at the sun in stereo. There's two of them.
Yeah.
That used a gravity assist. Then you have Artemis. Now this is really a bit annoying that NASA called another mission Artemis.
Why did they do that? There's so many names that you could choose.
Yeah, but they called the new Artemis, and this one Artemis, which is the two Themis spacecraft that orbited the moon for a bit.
Yeah.
Then Japanese sent Selene, which of course is another word. Yeah, which is another word for the moon, or Kaguya, as I think the Japanese call it, and that deployed the Okina and Una satellites.
Oh.
Which impacted the moon at the end of the mission.
Yeah.
And Una remains in some weird orbit, a selenocentric orbit, no doubt. Then Chang'e 1 went into orbit around the moon.
China has entered the game.
2007.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first entrance of China. 2007. It just goes to show how far they've come since then. And then
it's pretty amazing.
2008, beyond all kind of reason, the Indians managed to get Chandrayaan-1 there.
Well in.
That is absolutely amazing. And the great thing about Chandrayaan-1 is it's one of the most important satellites ever because it's the one that really nailed the fact that there's water ice on the moon.
Yep.
Really nailed the fact that it's worth going back. So since then, there's probably been quite a lot more sort of activity of, perhaps we should go back to the moon.
Yeah.
So, of course, you've got the Chinese now going quite a lot with Chang'e 2. You've got Chang'e 3. And, of course, Chang'e 5.
Yes.
Which T1, which did a sort of flyby mission. Which was a sort of demonstration module, and then Luxembourg
has entered the game.
Luxembourg has entered the game, entered with the Manfred Memorial Moon Mission,
Luxspace,
and that was attached to Chang'e 5 T1, and then possibly one of my favoritist ever. Well, actually, TESS, which went up in 2018. So we're now into the realm of podcast territory when we're talking about these missions. TESS obviously did a flyby, a little gravity assess using the moon. Then you had those little CubeSats that went off with Chang'e 4 to actually look at Chang'e 4 when it landed on the far side of the moon.
Yeah.
So they're sort of out at a Lagrange point, the L2 Lagrange point, again, where James Webb is going. Let's hope that they don't crash into it.
Oh, please, just save James Webb. Can we just not Damage James Webb, please. It's stressing me out.
So those two little satellites went out so that Chang'e 4 could communicate back with Earth. That's really clever. And then, of course, we followed my favorite mission of 2019, which didn't actually work, and that was the Israel Bereshit lander that
failed.
That crashed into the lunar surface. Then Chandrayaan 2, which got into orbit, but the lander crashed at the very, very last minute due to a software glitch. Now, we'll go back to Chandrayaan in a minute, but Chang'e 5 was an incredible mission at the end of 2020.
Wonderful.
If you remember.
Yeah.
Where they quickly went to the moon, grabbed a few lunar samples, and then came back just after the new year, which was incredible.
Yeah, they're just like,
Bish,
just
bash,
do
bang.
it, get it done, get it done. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
So, I mean, that is a huge considering, Chang'e 1 was 2007, and by 2020 they were bringing moon rocks back. That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible. What a journey.
Well, it's just insane.
Yeah.
So why are we talking about it? I guess we should really get to the meat sandwich element of this.
Yummy.
We're getting to the meaty bit now.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to talk about the missions that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, well, I guess one of the biggest of the year. It'll certainly be the most impressive launch of the year if it's going to happen. Now, it's supposed to be in March, but there's absolutely no way it's going to happen in March. Artemis 1.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we know it's not Artemis 1. We know it's Artemis 2, really, because it was already was an Artemis that went to the moon. But anyway, so yes, NASA and ESA are involved with this, of course, because ESA supplied part of the Orion space capsule that's going to go round the moon.
Yes.
It's an uncrewed test, so we're not going to see pilots going inside the Orion space capsule, but nevertheless, it's going to be super exciting.
Definitely,
and it's going to take 10 CubeSats at the same time. But yeah, Artemis 1 being flown on the most powerful rocket probably ever.
Right.
And it'll be absolutely ludicrous. I really want to buy a ticket to go and see that launch because it's going to be absolutely crazy. However, that's not it. That's not the only thing that's going, because in March there's quite a few missions going to the moon this year. It's the 60s all over again.
It seems like it, yeah. And it's been 50 years since we walked on the moon, so you know what I mean.
So it's all building up again. So I feel as though this really does feel like there's a sort of bit of momentum building to get a human on the moon.
Yeah.
Which will be fun, won't it? Let's face it.
Oh my God, yeah. I want to see that in my lifetime, definitely. That'd just be wonderful.
A human walking on the moon when I'm sort of conscious enough to actually, appreciate it, rather than being just under one the last time it happened. So there's a mission called Capstone, which is going to fly on Rocket Lab's Electron. No, it was gonna fly from Wallops Island, but it's going to go from New Zealand. New Zealand enters the game. That is going to be this autonomous positioning system technology operations and navigation experiment. Capstone.
Capstone. They've come up with a cracker there, haven't they?
They really have. That's one of the best acronyms I've ever seen.
It's incredible. Capstone.
And Capstone, it's a 12-unit CubeSat, so sort of 12 of those little boxes all stuck together in size. And what it's going to do is it's going to test a navigation system that keeps a track of its position, and it doesn't rely on the deep space network of ground stations. It relies on its relative position to NASA's LRO, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter.
Yeah.
So it's going to just keep looking at the LRO and going, oh, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So it's going to navigate using its relative distance from another satellite.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a $13.7 million spacecraft, and that's going up on a Rocket Lab's Electron.
Nice.
And that's possibly in March. That should be really, really cool. It's only an orbiter, so it's not gonna land. But there are going to be some things that land.
Oh yes,
this year. So we've got in apparently the first quarter of the year, flying up on a Falcon 9, of course.
Yep.
You have a thing called Nova C, which was selected back in 2019 as part of NASA's CLIPS, Commercial Lunar Payload Services.
Yeah.
Lunar Clips.
Lunar Clips. As one, and it's one of the first of 3 landers that's going to go on that program. Yeah.
So Intuitive Machines is the name of the company, and they got given $77 million for building and launching Nova C. And Nova C is this little lander, and it will carry 5 NASA-sponsored instruments, and it will carry other payloads from other customers. So there'll be an Eagle Cam, 1 or 2 Spacebit rovers.
Oh, they sound good.
And it will carry a thing called Doge 1, which is, I believe, something to do with Dogecoin.
I've got £2.50 worth of Dogecoins.
Doge 1 is a Geometric Energy Corporation CubeSat.
Still good.
But it's carrying quite a few little different instruments, like the stereo cameras for lunar plume surface studies. So a whole bunch of science instruments are going up on that particular mission. So
that's very efficient.
That's very, very cool. That's very, very cool. So that's IM1, that's called. So that is Intuitive Machines number 1, the Nova C.
Yeah.
And then Russia apparently are carrying on their lunar missions, and they will have Luna 25, which is going to be a lunar lander.
Oh.
And that's going to land in the South Pole at the Boguslavsky crater.
Yeah, another one.
It keeps changing its name, and this thing's been going on for a long time. So don't be at all surprised if that one doesn't happen.
No.
But it'd be cool if it does. So I'm rooting for you, Russia.
Roscosmos.
See if you can do it.
Roscosmos.
We've got another player entering the game. Do you want to do it?
South Korea has entered the game.
And that is Carney, or the Korean Pathfinder Lunar Orbiter.
Nice.
The KPLO.
Kepler.
And that is so that's an orbiter, and that's going to be surveying the lunar resources for things like water ice, uranium, helium-3, excitingly, silicon and aluminium. And it will also try and produce some form of topographic map. But that's part of a sort of much broader South Korean goal. I think the South Koreans realise that they're this huge economy on Earth, in the top sort of 5 or 6 economies on Earth. But they're one of the few that don't have like a big space thing going on.
Sure.
So, they want to increase both the national brand value and national pride using this as a specifically, technical innovation and sort of developing these crucial technologies for lunar exploration. So I think that's really cool. So we have seen South Korea enter the game.
Yeah, well, they should already be very proud of themselves. K-pop is amazing, but,
Yeah, well, they're obviously funding this from K-pop.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally from the song Gangnam Style. Like billions and billions of pounds on that. Yeah.
I have to say, George has become obsessed with Korean ever since watching Squid Game. He's effectively learnt the language, and he knows how to read the highly brilliant written system that the Koreans use, which is it's one of mankind's greatest achievements, the Korean written system, so you know.
Right,
I'm not even joking. Yeah, no, it's one of the very few that really kind of is designed from the top down rather than sort of just appearing as a mess.
Yeah, which is most languages.
Like everyone else. Yeah. Whereas their written system is actually really, really cool. So we've all been eating bibimbap and stuff like that recently because George has become obsessed with Korea. So he'll be happy. He'll be
love
happy
Korean
about
barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, I do like Korean food. I've been getting a bit obsessed with it myself. Then India are going to have another stab at it with Chandrayaan 3. So this is basically a repeat of Chandrayaan 2, but hopefully successful without the glitch at the end. But they're not going to put an orbiter up with it this time. So it's literally just going to be a lander being blasted out to the moon and see if they can actually do it this time. It's actually been redesigned. It's got less rocket engines on it. Yeah. Less things to go wrong. But they're going to try and land it and get a little bit of national pride back after the disappointment of a few years ago.
Absolutely. I gotta believe in them. Go for it, India. You guys can do it.
Japan have a company called iSpace, and this was part of the Lunar X Prize. And the fact the Lunar X Prize comes up quite a bit with some of these. These were all things that were being built for the Lunar X Prize and now have kind of made their way into this Artemis Clips realm. This is Japan trying to get this Hakuto R Mission 1, which is a lunar lander. It's not a rover, but this same company did build a rover, which might go up on one of these other missions. But this Hakuto R mission, it may actually take the United Arab Emirates enters the game. So they've partnered with the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, and might actually do their Rashid Mission 1. Which is at Lacus Somniorum. So they might take their little rover up with them with that, which is pretty cool, isn't it?
Definitely.
The Rashid Lunar Rover. So that may go along with it. Now, here's a big one. In the final part of the year, we should see another Intuitive Machines IM2 mission. So that will be one that takes a lunar lander, another Nova C, to go and start drilling for ice, the Prime 1 ice drill.
Wow.
So that is pretty cool. And I believe that comes from Canada. So the Canadians have entered the game. I'm not so sure about that, but I think it does. So, the Canadians might enter the game. There's an exciting entering of the game in a little second. You'll get really excited by it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So Japan are going to go with a thing called SLIM. This is another good acronym. The Smart Lander for Investigating Moon.
SLIM. That's good.
SLIM. And it's got. Hopefully, it won't go to the dark side and become Slim Shady.
Matthew Russell. Joke of the week.
Space joke of the week. So that's going to take some, scientific instruments and stuff. So that's an exciting one to look for. Slim again in the final part of the year.
So because it could travel at high velocity, it's slim fast.
Yeah. Now, here's a big one. And we did talk about this at the time. I believe on podcast 155, we mentioned this when it got the contract. And this is Astrobotic Technology Mission 1. Mission 1!
Wow.
And that's going to apparently fly at the very end of 2022 on a Vulcan. I find that hard to believe. So I'm not like totally convinced by this one. But when this one happens, which it will happen, if it squeaks into 2022, I'll be chuffed. So this is the Peregrine lander, and it's going to be carrying a very big rover called Andy.
Oh. It's not even an acronym.
No, and Unity, a couple of rovers, and then it will carry these Spacebit rovers as well. Now, the Spacebit rovers, Spacebit Mission 1, of course, is what country?
United Kingdom has entered the game.
So, United Kingdom may enter the game this year in terms of going to the moon.
That's amazing.
Have you seen that in the press at all? I haven't.
No.
I haven't really. So, it's not something that's like in the national conscious It's not there yet, is it?
No.
So it should be quite exciting if and when that happens. Mexico also enters the game. Because they're going to get a ride share as well, with a little micro rover being carried on that. So that loads of different companies, loads of different countries having little bits carried on the Peregrine lander.
Yeah.
Part of this astrobotic. And again, that's part of NASA's CLIPS program as well. And right at the end of the year, Ariane 6 may be taking the German lunar lander called Alina to the moon. And there'll be a few CubeSats on that mission as well, and some rovers. So that should be pretty cool as well. And one of the things that it wants to do is land very near the Apollo 17 landing site.
Oh, to just have a little look.
And to have a little look and film the lunar roving vehicle that was left by Eugene Cernan and Schmidt as they drove around on the lunar surface. So they want to land near there, and part of their mission is to preserve all these Soviet and American landing sites as World Heritage sites. Although they should really be called. Yeah, they should really be called off-world heritage, shouldn't they?
Off-world heritage sites. That's really good, because you've seen, like, it is getting so busy that that needs to be, respected and needs to be preserved. So that's probably my favorite mission out of them all. I think that's really great.
And the company that looks after all that is a company called For All Moonkind.
Nice. For All Moonkind.
For All Moonkind.
That's so good. They must have been made up when they came up with that.
Absolutely. So Space Bit, of course, might go up before, by the way.
Yeah.
On so UK may enter the game earlier than expected on one of those Nova C landers by Intuitive Machines.
Fantastic.
Who knows?
I count 15 missions there.
Yeah, there's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of missions going on. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely.
But it's pretty goddamn exciting, isn't it?
It's the year of the moon.
It is going to be the year of the moon. So how many of those do you think will go? How many of those missions do you think will end up going, do you think?
70%, I'm going for.
70%?
Is that a bit high?
I don't know. Do you know what? I absolutely don't know.
No.
I actually don't know. And of course, let's not forget, next year, we might see the Dear Moon project, where Starship flies crazy Japanese men around the moon. Now, I give that a 3% chance. I don't think Starship's going to be anywhere near ready for taking people around the moon in 2023.
I'm agreeing with you on that one.
I think 2025 might be doable.
Yeah, I thought around 2024, but now it's 2022, and you're like, 2024 is 2 years away. It's not. So yeah, I'll give it 25 as well.
And then, of course, we might be having some really exciting ones. So 2024, 2025, we're talking things like Starship going to the moon, Artemis 2 doing an Apollo 8, basically, and Artemis 3 doing an Apollo 11, but this time taking the first woman to the moon.
Yes, Queen.
China, of course, might try nipping in. Who knows? They're keeping their manned lunar missions to themselves.
They are, aren't they? Very, very secretive about all that. But yeah, it would be a boss if it was a bit like the For All Mankind episode, where it's just like, we don't know until they're there. And like
until it's there. And like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Russians think that they're going in 2029 with a crewed lunar flyby, a bit doing an Apollo 8. Do you think they will?
I wish them all the best, Matt, but it's not been great for them.
So yeah, there we go. So good luck to everyone attempting to go to the moon this year. It's a very exciting moon year.
It is, absolutely brilliant.
I guess it's because it's not a Mars year. I guess no one's going to Mars this year, so everyone's concentrating on the moon again.
Yeah, well, it deserves it.
So out of all of those, I think my favourite moon mission of all time is Apollo 11. What's yours?
Apollo 11.
Yeah, it's that's going to be a hard one to beat, isn't it? Really?
It really is. I don't think they're ever going to really top that unless like the sort of at the first ascent of Everest, and then there was the first ascent without oxygen. So maybe the only way they're going to impress us is if they do like the first trip to the moon without a spaceship. The first human-powered flight is like a pedal-powered rocket. Then I'll be impressed.
Maybe the first genetically modified human that can live on the moon without a spacesuit.
Cool.
Robo-Man.
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 I love the idea of Robo-Man. If any of this podcast would like to draw Robo-Man for us, that would be amazing.
Yes. If anyone wants to send in their best drawing of Robo-Man, there's an Interplanetary Podcast mug for you.
Oh, yes. Brilliant. I'm going to do one.
Absolutely. Give me your name. You can have a mug anyway.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Matthew.
I'm going to have to go. Let's not keep this podcast hanging on our drivel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's wish them a good week.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Spotcast.
Bye, Spotcast. Bye, Spotcast. Bye, Spotcast. Bye, Spotcast.